by kind of somewhat like a default you can give birth to children, but you need to have a design how to bring them up. Alright? We need to have a design. So by default give birth to children, but you need a design. Design means not controlling them, right? How to make them happy. For example, somewhere as the child is growing, you have to give certain important values. We cannot force a value. Cannot force a value, but we have to inspire them to have a value. Ultimately, actions is a correlate of your thoughts, and thoughts is a correlate of your value. Please get this very clearly. As well, action is the correlate of your thoughts, thoughts is a correlate of your value. If you have a value towards alcohol, you will have thoughts of alcohol and leads to an action taking alcohol. Now, also as parents you should understand, environment has an impact, education has an impact. See, environment has an impact, alright, and also education has also got an impact. So therefore, environment and education, alright, so and then also experience has an impact. Please keep this. I want you to understand, environment has an impact, education has an impact, and your experience has an impact. Now when you digest all this, it will become clearly. So somewhere as a family you have to create a certain value. This value cannot be forced in the person, it has to be given. Alright. Now how do you administer value is a great skill. That's why Krishna says, Yogaha karmasu koshalam. In my book I have given a beautiful story of a young boy who loves the dog very much. He loves the dog so much, and therefore from his pocket money, right, he has the dog. From pocket money, the dog is not well, it wants to be more healthy. He wants the dog to be more healthy. So what he does is go get some cod liver oil. So he finds the dog is weak, from his own pocket money gets cod liver oil, and therefore then tries to keep the dog in between the legs and pour some cod liver oil, and tells the dog, I know it is bitter, please, I know this bitter is good for health, it's there, and therefore you must take. Keeps the dog in between the legs, opens the mouth and puts cod liver oil, I know it is bitter, it's good for you, and forces it, and the dog pushes and goes away, and in the process the cod liver oil bottle falls on the ground. And then afterwards the dog comes there and licks the cod liver oil. Now the boy realized, hey, the dog was not against the cod liver oil, the dog was against the way I administered cod liver oil. So sometimes the way we administer advice to children is somewhere we advise children is not. So can you become sensitive towards that dimension? Is one thing. Keep that in dimension. It is not what you say, it's how you say what you say. Now, first thing you have to be very clear. First thing, somewhere very dexterously you have to bring in, right? You want all your children, everybody wants to be happy, sir. Who doesn't want to be happy? People get married to be happy, people get divorced to be happy, people have children to be happy, some people don't have children to be happy. We want to be happy. Now, where does happiness reside? Somewhere very dexterously you have to say this value. Where is happiness? Lot of the whole world, including sort of parents, they think pleasure is equal to happiness. And the environment has put with advertisements so much pleasure, pleasure, pleasure. Pleasure has its place, but pleasure is not happiness. It's called Bhogavilas. Ananda is different. Happiness is within you. Lord Krishna says, Anta Sukham. When your mind is calm and serene and you are egoless, happiness will flood your whole being. You may have all the pleasures and mind be highly egoistic. Please understand, you may not get joy. A distinction that happiness is distinct from pleasure. Pleasure has its place, but happiness is something within you. When mind is calm and egoless, only then happiness will start flooding you. Is gat antar anahat garjai ismi utatu puhar, says Kabir. In this pot called this body, there is silence roaring inside you. Anahat garjai is roaring. Isme uttatu pohar, like a fountain it is flowing, but if your mind should be without ego. Now a small kid will not understand what is ego, and that's where mother's skill and love to show, right? Where can you develop ego? Ego is a silly thing there, right? You should be grateful. If I'm a good speaker, I cannot be proud I'm a good speaker. I'm grateful I'm a good speaker. If I'm very knowledgeable, I'm grateful I am knowledgeable, because my gurus have added to me. The sun and the stars and the kind of Akasha, Vayu, Agni has all given, and therefore my brain can work. And if gratitude is not there, please understand, you can never experience joy. Therefore in Tamil there's a very beautiful kural which says, Yennandri kondrakam uyu undam uyuvillai senandri kondramarku. If you don't have any other thing, there is prayaschitta karma. If you don't have gratitude, there is no prayaschitta karma. And therefore, in the Hindu tradition, you are supposed to do 3 tarpanas. Right? 3 tarpanas. And if parents are practicing, it doesn't matter whether Hindu or Christian or Muslim. If we do that, we do Brahma Vish. Along the line, I will be teaching you. When you take your bath, afterwards, put water and say, Brahma Vishnu Shiva Tarpayami. Means to the God I offer my gratitude. Then Pitrun Tarpayami, to my ancestors, right, because of whose blessings we are there, I offer my gratitude. And then to my Sapta Rishis, all the enlightened masters, I have gratitude. And if you are doing this as a ritual every day, and gratitude, like a singer goes on singing and develops sweetness in the voice, so too you will start doing that. And therefore you need to bring that dimension.
Mm-hmm.